Okay, welcome to the latest edition of our video newsletter. This newsletter is about the skilled points test. I'm going to go through a series of questions we've been asked on Facebook over the last few weeks, give you what our answers were, and hopefully that will help you with your application. Okay, straight on to the first question. Hi, I worked as an accounts officer while studying for my accounting degree. Can I count this work for 5 extra points? Also, I've obtained PTE marks of 65 in each band. Is this okay for 10 English points? Okay, so if you want to claim work as an accounts officer, 3 things have to happen. You need to have had the qualification already granted or already achieved for that qualification. So accounting degree, for example. The work must be at least 20 hours a week and it must be that of an accountant. So you need to look at the duties of an accountant and make sure that is what you are doing. If you're doing the duties of a bookkeeper or an accounts clerk type position, you can't claim points for that. In terms of PTE marks of 65, if you've got 65 in each band, then that's sufficient to meet the requirement for proficient English. That's one of the new tests that are now available. Also, you can still do the IELTS test, the TOEFL test, the OET test or the Cambridge test. Generally, the PTE test is deemed to be a little bit easier, so that's quite popular with students at the moment. Okay, next question. I'll complete my civil engineering degree in June. Will that occupation still be on the skilled list for the 189 visa by then? Okay, immigration have a flagged list of occupations. Civil engineering is on that flag list. It's about 40 occupations long, and generally about 4 or 5 occupations come off that list each program year because immigration don't need those on the skilled list. They don't think there's a long-term need for that occupation. So civil engineering is on that list, so probably there's about a 1 in 10 chance it will come off the list. We'll put a link to that list in the notes for this video, so you can have a look to see if your occupation is on that list as well. Okay, next question. I obtained my professional qualification in actuarial science. Which occupation do I nominate under the skilled occupation list? Okay, so that's a vet assessed occupation. Studies in actuary, mathematics. Vet Assess are the assessing body. You need to go to their website and they've got a description of what is needed for that particular occupation. So they talk about you need a major in actuarial studies or actuarial science. It talks about some of the content that you need inside that degree, and it also says qualifications in mathematics or statistics with supporting highly relevant employment may also be okay. They're assessed on a case-by-case basis. So for that particular occupation, you can go to the Vet Assess website. Any occupation they assess, they have got details on their website about the content for most of those. So have a look, you might find that useful. Okay, next question. I'm overseas right now. I return back to Australia on the 24th. I have to accept my 489 invitation before the 19th. Can I lodge my application online from overseas? Yes, you can. A 489 application can be lodged in or outside Australia, and when it comes time for the visa grant, you can get the visa granted to you in or outside Australia. You don't get a bridging visa as part of the application when you first lodge the application. So if you're going to return back to Australia, you need to make sure you have a visa to return back here. Okay, next question. I'm on a 573 student visa. My visa will expire on the 2nd of April. I have 2 more units to complete, so I wish to extend my visa online for 9 more months. On the online application form it says I may get a no further stay condition on the new visa. I don't want that because after completing my Bachelor of Accounting I want to apply for PR. Okay, the good news is if you get a no further stay on a student visa, it doesn't prevent you applying for most of the skilled visas. 485, 189, 190, ENS, RSMS, all of those have got a waiver of the no further stay. So this particular student is likely to get that waiver, so the no further stay, if they do get it, actually won't affect them. Okay, I've been invited to lodge a 189 application. I've been working as an air conditioning and refrigeration mechanic on an ABN as a subcontractor. Some of my pay was paid into my account, other times I was paid cash. Will that affect me? Okay, if you're not claiming the work experience points, it won't affect you at all. If you are claiming work experience points, you're going to have to show that you definitely undertook that work. So I'd send in a really detailed work reference, a couple of pay slips from the times when you were paid into your account, and immigration are likely to accept that. If they later ask for more proof and they want proof of the times you were paid cash that you did do that work, you're going to have to come up with something to satisfy the case officer. So it might be that you banked that cash. It might be there's some sort of document you sign when you receive the cash payment. It might be that the employer has gone and paid taxes in relation to that cash payment. So there's a number of ways you might still be able to prove that. Okay, can I include my parents on my 189 visa application? Short answer is no, you can't. If two parents are living together in a relationship still, then they can't be included on a 189 because they can't be dependent on you. And the reason is they're assessed as being codependent on each other. If there's just one surviving parent or your parents are separated, then you may be able to include one of your parents in your 189 application, as long as you can show that they've been significantly dependent on you financially for a reasonable period of time. Okay, I want to count my 1 year of work experience in Australia as an accountant. Do I need to assess my work experience? You don't have to. Immigration will accept work experience if you can prove it without an assessment from the assessing body. So obviously you need detailed work references, pay slips, the duties need to be highly skilled. So you can avoid having to pay that extra fee. It's just you take a little bit more risk in case immigration don't accept that work. Okay, I'm undertaking a 2-year master's. I completed 1 year, then deferred for personal issues. Now I've been granted some credit from overseas, so I've only got 4 more units to complete my 2-year master's. Can I still apply for the 485 visa? Okay, that's a really good question. In the past, no, you had to complete the 2-year study, and that actually equated to 92 weeks. There's now been a federal court case which has changed that interpretation, and in short, if the course was 2 years, you completed at least 16 months physically in Australia for the course, and you got recognition of prior learning from overseas granted under the ESOS Act, so Section 9 of the ESOS Act, then the department will allow you to count that credit and so study for less than 2 years. So you may well have even studied just for 1.5 years and still meet all of those requirements. So there's a little bit more flexibility in the 2-year study rule. Okay, so that's all for this week. Hope that's helped you a little bit. If you have any other questions, you're welcome to jump on our website, drop us an email. Our website's www.iscar.com. If you want to come in for a consultation, give us a phone call. We're happy to talk to you about your situation or go through a Skype interview. And if you want help with a visa application as well, of course that's what we do most of the time, so we're happy to help you. We need to assess your situation first. So hope you've enjoyed that. Have a great weekend and chat soon. Bye.